Alright, you lot. Welcome back to Hey Scotty, one place where gamers get straight answers we talk waffle. Whether you're here for rants, gaming debates, or just hear me rip into another twonk, you're in the right place. Today we got some cracking questions from Save XDefiant to future COD alternatives. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps the channel grow and keeps me ranting for your entertainment. Now let's dive in, shall we? First up, we've got Mayhem33 on YouTube asking, have you signed Save XDefiant petition? We have 4,241 signatures, but we need many more. Yeah, mate, I will want it first to slap my name on that list. I'd sign it twice if I could, maybe even 3 times if I used my dog's paw print. For those out at loop, this petition we kicked off by nightfall to save what were our beloved Xdefiant. Now I know what twonks out there are thinking, why bother signing a petition? It wouldn't change all. Well, maybe it won't, but it's kicker. It's not about making Ubisoft reverse the decision overnight. It's about sending a message that gamers actually gear toss about this game. Unlike Muppets who love to claim it were dead on arrival. Spoiler alert, it won. Xdefiant were punching above its weight and doing better than half at rubbish on Steam. Don't believe me? Take a look at Call of Duty. Oh, wait. Don't. It's still a hot mess. I've already done a deep dive on this in Twonk Chronicles video last Friday. Go watch it, and you'll see I'm not just pulling stats out my arse. But listen, even if petition don't save game, conversation matters. Ubisoft might be shutting servers, but there's an audience here. Maybe one day we'll see a spiritual successor pop up. Or better yet, someone smarter than corporate suits will pick up where Xdefiant left off. So yeah, ma'am. Cheers for the question, mate. And for everyone watching, if you haven't signed the petition yet, what are you doing? I'll pin it in comments. Go sign it, you'll feel better for doing something rather than just crying into your keyboard. Right, next question. We got Pyro Friendly Arsonist 9195 on YouTube asking, hey Scotty, how's weather over there? Cold and wet, mate. That's it, just cold and wet. It's England, only country where you can experience all 4 seasons in a single day. And every one of them is cold, wet, or grey. Sunshine? That's a myth. Like balanced SBMM or Activision listening to its players. Let me tell you something about weather here. It's always out to get you. You go outside with your coat, suddenly it's a heat wave and you're sweating like a FIFA dev in a meeting about loot boxes. Leave the house in a t-shirt? Congrats! It's nice eating sideways and you got frostbite on your nipples. And don't get me started on summer. 2 weeks of lukewarm misery where everyone loses their mind, whips the shirt off, and burns like overcooked bacon. Then boom, back it rain. Honestly, mate, I could sit and rant about British weather all day, but we've got more pressing things to discuss. Thanks for the question though, Pyro. And remember, never trust a clear blue sky in England. It's just weather luring you into false sense of security before chucking hailstones size of golf balls into your face. Right, moving on. Now we got Mr. Bocco1 on YouTube asking, what are your future plans with Xdefiant going offline and COD just being a steaming pile of BS? What are you thinking of branching into? Well, Mr. Bocco, you've hit nail on head there. COD ain't just a steaming pile of BS, it's an entire landfill of it. EOMM, SBMM, and overpriced skins. It's like Activision sat down and said, how can we make players hate life? And they bloody nailed it. So what's next for me? Well, Xdefiant ain't done for yet. There's still plenty of content to be made there. Other than that, well, Shadowline and Fortnite are front runners for now. And I can hear some of you groaning already. Fortnite? Really? Listen, I don't like building nonsense either. But when you strip that away, you got a solid shooter that's polished, free to play, and don't treat its players like walking wallets. Now as for channel, I'm branching into top 10s, hot techs, and news breakdown. Don't worry. Hey Scotty ain't going anywhere. You lot seem to like hearing me rant, and quite frankly, it's cheaper than therapy. Plus this channel has become a bit of a lifeline for me, and apparently for some of you as well. I'll also start sprinkling in gameplay from other games, so if you've got suggestions, drop them in comments. But it's catch. If it's not free to play or on Game Pass, you can jog on. I've got a backlog bigger than Ubisoft's list of broken promises, and I'm not throwing any more cash at games I'll only play once. So, Mr. Bocco, cheers for the question, mate. If you're wondering whether I'm optimistic about future shooters, answer is, sorta. There are good games out there, And it's just about finding ones that haven't been ruined by corporate greed. Right, let's keep train rolling. Now we got Johan Ameland 1217 on YouTube with an interesting one. Do you think third-party servers will be made for Xdefiant, like X-Labs or Plutonium for old Call of Duty games? Mate, I'd love to sit here and say, yeah, absolutely someone's going to swoop in and save day. But we've got to be realistic. Xdefiant, for all its merits, didn't have time to cement itself as a classic. It's not game's fault. It was doing just fine, no matter what trolls say. But Ubisoft pulled plug before it had a chance to build kind of cult following you need for third-party support. Now, could some ex-devs or tech-savvy fans pull something together? Maybe. I'd pay good money to see a group of passionate gamers take reins and gears back what Ubisoft didn't have guts to keep alive. Hell, if I had resources, I'd do it myself. But unfortunately, my real-life situation doesn't allow for running underground servers for defunct shooters. Truth is, these projects take time, effort, and kind of legal work that makes most people brains melt. Ubisoft lawyers would likely come down faster than a Warzone cheater getting banned. Actually, strike that. Warzone cheaters don't get banned that fast, do they? Anyway, while it's possible, I wouldn't hold my breath, mate. It's a sad reality, but sometimes we gotta let games go, even when they don't deserve acts. If anyone's crazy enough to take up the challenge, though, I'll be cheering them on from sidelines and spreading word. Though, take a look at yesterday's video for hypothetical tech that has a strong possibility of being an option. Thanks for the question, Johan. It's a tough one, but here's hoping someone out there proves me wrong. On to next. And here's a festive one from Ages444 who asks, on 12th day of Christmas, what are you having? Well, mate, since 12th day of Christmas lands on my youngest son's birthday, I'll be giving rather than receiving. And for record, to all Twonks out there, 12 days of Christmas aren't just a bloody song. It's an actual thing. You're supposed to start on Christmas Eve, stick your tree up and let celebrations roll for 12 days. None of this tree up in October nonsense that makes you look desperate for attention. But here's where I go off script. You see, I don't really celebrate Christmas where most people do. I lean more towards old pagan rituals of Saturnalia and Brumalia. Yeah, that's right. Before Christmas got hijacked and plastered with Coca-Cola Santas, we're all about feasting, gifting and having a bloody good time. No commercialised chaos, no awkward small talk with relatives you can't stand, and definitely no rubbish Christmas music on repeat. Back in the day, you get yourself a nice fire going, plenty of booze, and enjoy it darkest part of the year like a proper heathen. None of this fake cheer nonsense. And before you say it, no, I don't sacrifice goats. I'm grumpy, not insane. So on 12th day of Christmas, I'll likely be enjoying some cake, a pint of something decent, and reflecting on how traditions that meant something have been swapped for overpriced tart and ads telling you to buy happiness. Thanks for the question, Ages. And for the rest of you, if you're still singing that 12 Days of Christmas song, I hope your true love gets you better taste in music. Let's move on. Here's a great one from Spiritfire on YouTube. Do you have any goals you want to achieve in 2025? 2025 sounds futuristic as hell, by the way. First off, mate, you're spot on. 2025 does sound like something out of a sci-fi movie. Where's my flying car and robot butler? Oh, wait, we've got electric scooters and chatbots. Close enough, eh? Now, on to your question. I'll be honest with you, 2025 is a year I never really thought I'd see. I've had a life that could fill a grim memoir, a traumatic youth that nearly ended before it began, followed by a misspent adolescence that seemed determined to take me out the same way. Even as recent as 2018, I came close to clocking out permanently. 'Cause for all that, I've learned not to live by big plans or set goals. Instead, I take things day by day, moment by moment. I don't spend my time fantasising about what might come next. I just focus on here and now. And honestly, it's liberating. I do what I feel like, when I feel like it. And that's enough for me. Don't get me wrong, my health's not great, and there's plenty of things I physically can't do anymore. But what I can do is enjoy gaming, spend time with my kids, and appreciate gift of life. As much as I might despise this world and its occupants from time to time, I've learned to make peace with it. So, Spiritfire, my goal for 2025 is simple. If I make it, great. I'll take whatever powers that be throw at me, and I'll do my best to find good in it. Whether that's more time with my kids, few more gaming sessions, or just satisfaction of waking up to fight another day. And before anyone starts thinking this is some sort of downer speech, it's not. Believe it or not, I'm happy. Content even. Life's not perfect, but it's mine. And I'll take it as it comes. Thanks for the question, Spiritfire. And here's hoping 2025 treats us all a bit better. Let's keep it going, folks. Now we got fucking hell coming in hot way. World's biggest debate currently is electric cars or fuel cars. Which is your preference and why? Mate, I don't even know why this is still a debate. On one hand, you got fuel cars. They're loud, they're dirty, and they're guzzling through petrol like it's going out of style. They pump enough fumes into air to choke a seagull, and we're supposed to pretend that this is fine for environment? Spoiler alert, it's not. But then there's electric cars. Oh yeah, clean energy, saving planet, until you look closer. Where's all electric coming from? Power stations pumping out smoke like a bloody industrial revolution. And don't get me started on batteries. Lithium mining leaves scars on planet bigger than potholes in Yorkshire roads. And here's kicker. Solution ain't simple. Clean energy? Great idea on paper, but you try building wind farms and solar fields on our greenbelt land. Suddenly all those gorgeous landscapes that Gears a Break from this overcrowded island look like something out of Blade Runner. What I'm saying is, both sides of the floors. Petrolheads can argue all day about roar an engine and joy of filling up in 2 minutes. An electric car crowd can flaunt the zero emission stickers like they're better than rest of us. But at the end of the day, problem ain't car. It's bloody infrastructure and greed behind it all. Dream? A cheap, truly clean energy source that doesn't ruin planet while bankrupting everyone who wants to use it. But until then, I couldn't care less what you drive. As long as you don't park like a moron or block my view when I'm trying to enjoy a quiet walk. So there you go, fucking hell. Debate rages on. And frankly, I'd rather argue about something important, like why CoD still doesn't have proper servers in 2024. Thanks for the question, mate. Next up, we got Graham5990 on YouTube, who says, how you feel about Season 3 stuff, Scotty? I personally think they should have waited to see how many players Season 3 could have brought, cause they knocked it out at park. Defiant needs to get picked back up. Nah, Graham, let's take this one home. You're absolutely right that they should have waited to see what Season 3 could have done for player numbers. They didn't just knock it out at park, they launched it into orbit. Everything about this update screams potential, and it's maddening to think Ubisoft didn't get the chance it deserved. Let's recap what this update gave us. Maps, gorgeous, tactical, and expertly designed, and not AI generated. These maps have kind of thought and care you rarely see in modern shooters. Factions. Assassins alone are worth hype. Slick designs, balanced abilities, and ultimates that feel satisfying to pull off. This wasn't just a half-hearted addition, it were a love letter to players. Gameplay? Netcode is finally where it should have been from day one. Movement is buttery smooth, and gunplay is a joy. And let's not forget absence of manipulative SBMM. You're winning or losing on your own merit, not cause some algorithm decided you had too much fun today. But here's the thing. This update didn't just deliver on Season 3 promises. It gave us a glimpse in what could have been in Seasons 4, 5, 6 and beyond. Every piece of content in this update were proof that devs cared. They weren't just phoning it in, they were building something special. Something FPS genre desperately needs. Now let's address Twonks out there, ones who dismissed Xdefiant without even trying it. Listen, if you're judging a game based on hearsay or biased opinions of corporate shills, you're not a gamer, you're a sheep. This game will never get fair shot it deserved, and anyone who claims otherwise is either clueless or deliberately ignorant. And let's not let Ubisoft off hook here. Sunsetting Xdefiant wasn't just a bad decision, it were a catastrophic misstep. This game could have been a legitimate competitor in FPS space, a genre that's been stagnant under weight of corporate greed and lazy development. Instead of doubling down and giving it resources it needed, they bailed. And for what? To chase next trend? Throw more money at an already broken franchise? But here's the thing, Graham, and everyone else watching, story don't have to end here. Petition to Save XDefiant is about more than just numbers. It's about showing industry that players care. It's about sending a message to Ubisoft, Tencent, or any publisher with a bit of vision. This game has an audience, and that audience isn't ready to give up. Will Petition revive Xdefiant? Maybe, maybe not. But like I always say, you don't know if you don't try. This isn't just about bringing back a game. It's about standing up for what gamers deserve. We deserve better than predatory practices, manipulative SBMM, and recycled garbage. We deserve games like Xdefiant, games made with passion and respect for players. So for those of you who haven't signed petition yet, what are you waiting for? I'll pin link in comments. Let's fight for this game, because if we don't, no one else will. And Graham, mate, thanks for the question. Bittersweet, but it's also a rallying cry. Xdefiant might be leaving us, but it'll never be forgotten. And there you have it, folks. Another episode of Hey Scotty done and dusted. From petitions to save Xdefiant to weather ruining everyone's day and never-ending electric versus fuel car debate. We've covered it all. If I managed to rant my way into your hearts, or at least your ears, then job done. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and leave your comments and questions below. You lot are what keeps this series alive, and I'll always try to feature your best or most ridiculous questions in next one. Who knows? Your comment might trigger another rant for ages. And as always, I'll see you next time, you magnificent.